In any case, India is in the throes of a snacking revolution, and Cup Noodles is a part of it.
Do you think tech has changed the way we market today?
Yes, I mean, there's
Absolutely.
no other answer for that. Brands are not able to predict how they should be 2 years down the line. And that is why the question comes, do we really need brand building when we are already getting sales from performance?
Welcome to Flamcast, a space where we dive into everything marketing, tech, and the future of creating unforgettable brand experiences. Today's guest has lived his FMCG journey end to end, from delivering powerful storyline to making impactful one-liner that resonates with the pop culture. Meet Varun Oberoi, VP Marketing of Nissin Foods, the man behind the wave of cup noodles in India. Welcome to the show, Varun. We are very delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me here.
A lot of marketers actually do not start their career with marketing. What is your story?
So I took the longer route to marketing. I started off in the research department in my first company, then chose to shift to sales,
Okay.
and then have spent the longest part of my career in sales, moving around different regions, working up the ranks, and then made a horizontal shift to marketing. And that's
Okay.
where I am now.
It's very surprising because I also started my career in research with Nielsen and Ipsos. Then I
Ah,
moved to marketing. So it's kind of similar story that we both have. And a lot of people ask me, how did research help you in your marketing stint? How does research help you in your marketing stint, Varun?
it provides one is, of course, the structure of thought, thinking, going deep, understanding the whys of why people work, why is the product working or not working. That kind of inquisitiveness gets built in, which is very useful in any other marketing role which we would be playing. Uh, Also, in marketing, sometimes we get too carried away by the creatives, the fanciness, the glamour of it.
Yeah.
Research keeps you a lot more rooted,
Yeah.
and most importantly, helps you maintain that consumer perspective, because it always brings you back to asking what is the consumer thinking about it, rather
Absolutely.
than what is fun for us and what we want to do.
Yeah. What our gut feeling
Yeah.
says. Yeah. You have over 20 years of work experience, and I believe over a decade, we have seen so much transition happening in marketing. Like we have seen digital marketing evolving, influencer marketing evolving, then quick commerce coming in place, D2C coming in place. How did you adapt to all the new challenges during your career?
Thanks for reminding me that I'm ancient. But yeah, I'll tell you something which I think a problem which is being faced by all these CMOs and marketing heads.
Yeah.
Earlier, we could command authority by sheer experience. So,
Okay.
somebody who had spent 20 years in marketing knew almost twice as much as the person who had spent 10 years. That is no longer the case. And in some cases, the equation actually gets reversed. So, because of the new things, like you mentioned, that are coming up. So, the best thing is to sort of empower the team member, let them do their job, learn from their learnings and experience rather than the other way around. That's good for them, good for me, good for the company. Secondly, because of everything going digital, the pace of change has accelerated. So, category dynamics are changing every 6 months, and that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
So our interventions and the frequency of those interventions, those checks, those researches that we used to do also has increased. So the approach I take is to keep seeking new information, new learnings, rather than merely relying on the wisdom and knowledge that has been built up previously.
Okay. So when Nissin Foods started over in India, it started as the Kiryana store staple.
Yes.
Now we have seen it growing in quick commerce as well. So how that shift has impacted the brand presence in Kiryana store or traditional stores in India?
There has been no negative impact.
Okay.
Our journey in India started in 1991 when we really started selling. And those days, there was not even modern trade, it was only
Yeah.
Kirana. And there has been a modern trade phase that has come and gone. And now there is the quick commerce, e commerce thing. In fact, all of these changes motivate the traditional trade and the traditional sales teams
Okay.
to increase their range availability and catch up with the new things that are happening.
Okay. Do you see an overlap of consumer happening in the modern trade and in quick commerce as well?
Overlap, there is a mix and there is a certain amount of overlap. uh, E-commerce didn't really have a massive impact on FMCG till the time this q-commerce thing started.
Okay.
And I'm not a fan of q-commerce because of the 10-minute delivery. I think 10 minute will eventually become 20 and 30. It's a more of a marketing gimmick. But quick commerce has managed to do three things. One, it has raised the traditional trade out of its stupor and brought in some excitement into the market. Second, it has exposed the inefficiencies and weaknesses of the traditional FMCG distribution system. And in the
Okay.
traditional, I include both the kiranas and modern trade.
Sure.
Third, it has created a wedge in the consumer base. So all the young slash premium slash experimental consumers like you are on the online side, and the opposites are on the traditional side.
Okay.
It has forced marketers like me to treat the online consumer as a separate species
Mhm.
and tailor our product offerings accordingly.
Okay. And also, maybe the revenues will be higher from what you are selling in quick commerce versus what you are selling in traditional market.
Looking at the current growth rates, it is very much likely. In fact, in our research, it shows that the consumers who buy our cup noodles or our geeky Korean brands,
Yeah.
around 40 to 45% of them already prefer to shop online,
Hmm.
and that is where they do their major shopping.
Yeah.
So, if we match both these trends in terms of growth and the preference of platforms for shopping,
Mhm.
quick commerce should become the biggest channel in future.
As a consumer who is always sitting on quick commerce ordering 100% things from online for everything household, so I have seen that I'm not particular or loyal to one brand per se, because there are so many options that you keep exploring different brands, and
Yeah.
I keep flipping and switching to different brands every now and then.
Loyalty is dead.
Loyalty is dead, completely dead. Now some people argue that brand and branding are becoming secondary when it comes to sales. What do you feel about it?
Definitely not. In fact, it will get more relevant in both sales and marketing. Sales, obviously, because you cannot keep spending on quick commerce to sponsor your ads and listings, you know, and buying sales basically or incentivizing sales.
Yeah.
It's a zero sum game. Then
Hmm.
eventually your brand needs to get stronger so that people search for your brand and pick it up over
Okay.
competition, which is spending a lot more. In marketing, also, brand becomes very important, especially because the attention spans are reducing. The creatives are getting shorter.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have time in a creative to set the context and understand what is happening. With a very strong brand story, the context of the creative is set as soon as the consumer sees it. If you want your consumer to come back to you again and again and buy at full MRP,
Hmm.
then the only solution is to build a strong
Build a
brand.
brand. When you talk about Nissin Food, how many flavors and variants do we have it in India? How do you position them for Indian market? While the Indian market taste palette is very different.
We don't sell the flavors and variants,
Okay.
although in the categories that we are in, we try to be the ones with the most number of flavors and variant. But those are things which consumers will discover.
Okay.
As leaders in the cup category or the Korean ramen category, our job is to expand the category by increasing the number of consumers. Of course, what helps us is that our brand name is the same as the category name. So
Yeah.
whatever we do for the category has a positive impact on the brand also,
Absolutely.
and vice versa.
Yeah. It's a very strategic, very smart strategic move to have
No, it's
brand
also a
name as a
matter.
category
Yeah,
name.
it is how it started because Nissin again was the one that invented the cup
Cup
noodle in
noodle.
1971.
Okay.
Started from US.
Okay.
So US and Japan, which is our home country. So because there was no other cup noodle in the market,
At that
we
point.
put the brand name as cup noodle.
Wow. Nice. Now, you spoke about audience, your consumer, their target. Who is the consumer audience for Nissin Food? For cup noodles, for ramen?
So our consumers are right now equally split among the millennials and Gen Zs. As communication, we target the Gen Zs, but we are planning and working on getting the Gen Alpha already. Yes.
And what are the marketing strategies you're adopting to recruit those
A
consumers?
lot more of international flavors. We will be bringing out a lot more quirky flavors. We are using the anime route. In fact, this year we uh, launched a Pokemon ramen. Right? We
Wow.
tied up with the Pokemon company to launch a Pokemon way. So anime is another thing. Gaming is another route. So all of these routes we are trying to just entice these younger consumers to
My
get on the
head has
brand.
still not dealt with Gen Z audience. You have already moved to another audience. Now, coming to Gen Z audience, they are very different. So,
Yeah,
like, my mind is stuck to them only as of now.
yeah,
So, they are very different. Attention is bleaking. They don't have attention span. They're always scrolling.
yeah.
And the trends are changing very fast. How do you capture their attention, both online and offline?
Since they are spending a lot of time online or glued to their screens, obviously digital marketing becomes the main
Even more
focus.
important, yeah.
But what becomes even more important to do is the physical, experiential part of it.
Okay.
It's only when a consumer takes the cup in their hand and feels it,
Experience it.
then there is a better chance of, because then the memory associations get stronger
Absolutely
inside the
right.
head. That is not happening. So
Okay.
they need to see the product in its physical form, which is very rare. They're not walking into a modern trade store or a kirana store. So something like an events being present there at a concert or at a food fest becomes very important.
Okay, so you're investing more on ground activities where these Gen Zs are available,
Yes. And
and
then link those events and our presence there with our digital presence so that they are able to connect.
got it understood. So basically, targeting them on digital plus the on ground.
Yes.
Very smart. Now, Nissin Food is a Japanese brand. How do you ensure that the brand authenticity is alive when
Mhm.
you're catering to Indian market?
Yeah. So in Japan, Nissin is a very iconic company
Hmm.
because our founder Momofuku Ando
Hmm.
invented instant noodles in the 1950s.
Hmm. Okay.
So Nissin and for that matter any other Japanese company, they protect the authenticity of their brand through their product,
Hmm.
which means the product should be of the highest quality
Hmm.
and should never fail to deliver the desired product experience.
Okay.
This is true for new product development also, and it manifests in many interesting ways. So we ensure that whatever we launch is different and better than what we are currently offering.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just an upgrade.
Hmm.
Too many product extensions are seen as straying away from the brand core, thus diluting the equity again. So whenever we are launching a new product, we need to ensure that we build a watertight case on why we launch it, not
Okay.
just how can we make it successful.
Do you think cup noodles can ever become as emotionally icon in India as Maggie?
Yes, yes, definitely. It's already on its way. There is a whole generation of consumers who are growing up on cup noodles, sampling its taste and the format. In any case, India is in the throes of a snacking revolution, and cup noodles is a part of it.
So you see that happening very, very soon
10
with
years
the
max.
alpha and the Gen Z
The
audience.
Gen Zs are the ones who will be getting nostalgic about cup noodles
Oh, okay. And millennials are the ones who get nostalgic
or
about
Maggie.
Maggie. What is the riskiest flavor you have experimented with in Nissan? And did it work?
I'll tell you which has been the riskiest, not just for Nissin, but is risky for any food brand,
Okay.
and that is butter chicken. So it's a massive market. It sounds like a
Flavors are
no-brainer.
different.
Yes, so every person has a different perception of what butter chicken actually tastes like.
Yeah.
So it never passes the scalability test. It is just like saying simply biryani and saying biryani is the national dish of India. It's the same like saying Hindi is the national language of India.
I got it. I can understand that butter chicken can fail because every state has your own version of butter chicken. Every
Yes.
person, someone prefers sweet, someone prefers
Yeah.
tangy. So it's very
And it's
different.
very difficult to know what is butter chicken and what is chicken tikka masala.
I've seen the role of a brand manager has been evolving so much.
Yep.
Now, as of today, what do you think are the key roles and responsibility of a brand manager?
The role has definitely become more specialized. It has become more data dependent.
Dependent, yeah.
Uh, the good thing is today's brand manager is a lot more empowered than we were when we started our careers,
Hmm.
because they get to be a specialist in one field and go deep into it, become expert. Of course, the trade off is that there are lesser chances of getting a 360-degree view of the brand. So you don't get to become a generalist. You don't develop that intuition on what works for a brand and
Okay.
how to choose the right marketing mix.
5 years ago, I've seen marketers used to say, we are not responsible for sales.
Yeah,
Marketing
yeah,
cannot drive sales.
yes,
Now that is not the
yes,
case. I've seen that has been a major shift because everyone is responsible to drive certain number with performance marketing coming
yes.
in place and everything moving to online and D2C space. Now they are no longer saying that we are only building the brand, we are not responsible for the numbers.
Yeah, I think yeah. So there used to be a philosophy when I started my career, saying marketing is marketing and sales is sales, and
Yeah,
the twain shall not
correct.
meet.
Yeah.
And it was a much simpler life then.
Very,
The
very
very
simple.
very simple. Now everything is converging. So as the distribution channels are converging, and marketing is able to spend a lot more in store. Right?
Hmm.
So earlier also marketing used to spend in store, but those
Yeah.
were physical stores. The moment it has moved online e-commerce, the in-store spends have increased, and this is where it starts intruding into the sales area, and naturally the sales will start intruding into the marketing area.
Marketing area also.
Now it's not like the young brand managers are choosing to get into sales or talking about ROI. It's been driven from the top, and it's being driven from the top because that is how the whole industry, the whole ecosystem is behaving right now.
Yeah.
And that's a fact of life. I'm not saying it's a problem. This is how it will be. There needs to eventually be a balance, and we'll figure it out as we go along. But yes, it's true that marketing people need to be more accountable for the eventual sales numbers, and because that's the most important metric in any case.
Yeah.
So I think it was wrong earlier also if marketing said that we are not responsible for sales, we are responsible for only generating consumer demand.
Yeah.
Right? And sales says we don't care about consumers or selling the whole range, we are responsible for only selling to the retailer what they want.
Honestly, back then, I think there was no direct derivative also to measure whether this activity is driving me this much consumer demand or per se sales or driving me sales. Today, you can correlate. There are a lot of attributes, and you can correlate everything, whatever money you are spending versus the sales or the leads that you are getting in any business.
So in earlier also in FMCG marketing at least,
Hmm.
there were means and ways to do that
Fine.
kind of a attribution, if you can call it. There were brand health tracks and
Yeah, yeah,
brand lift studies and
absolutely.
all of that. The massive change that has happened now is that there is a lot more data,
That has,
eh, and the data becomes available very quickly. Earlier, it used to come with a lag.
yeah.
So the follow up actions used to be far more delayed and
Hmm.
more reactive. Now we are expected to be more active in our responses because the data is coming immediately, and it is being presented in such a way that it feels like it's giving perfect attribution, which it is not, which people realize there is something that's missing here or there, and it's not really perfect, but it's still more than earlier, so we are going ahead with that.
Yeah. I like this kind of marketing where actually you're responsible. As a marketer, you're responsible to drive certain numbers for the business.
Yes, and that those numbers could be in terms of sales also, it could be in terms of your brand health
Brand health
metrics
also.
also,
Yeah.
but they should not be responsible only for sales numbers. Who is the one looking at long term?
Yeah,
Who
that's a
is the
point.
one studying or predicting what will happen 2 years down the line?
Hmm.
The only department that can do that in a company is the marketing department.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody else, obviously apart from the leadership team. Right? Obviously marketing is the one that has to help the leadership team predict the long term.
Yeah.
Right now, which is the problem with performance marketing? Because of so much extra focus being given there, brands are not able to predict how they should be 2 years down the line. And that is why the question comes, do we really need brand building when we are already getting sales from performance? But this is also the reason why more brands and more NPDs are failing. And a lot of these consumer brands, especially the D2C brands, fail 3 years down the line.
In your earlier conversation, you have quoted that nostalgic market is lazy.
Yes.
Why would you say that? There are a lot of marketers who love nostalgic market.
Yes, it's easy. It's easy. Nostalgia marketing is basically old wine in an old bottle. You're not offering anything new to the consumer.
Yeah.
You're basically recycling an old narrative.
But yeah, the old narrative also somewhere emotionally gets stuck with you. I still remember that ad Dairy Milk where the girl is dancing. They
Yeah,
recreated it.
yeah.
So that is a nostalgia marketing. You can say
I
that
will
it is
not get pulled
lazy.
into commenting on each brand, but let me tell you one thing. When you're doing that, you're basically taking the consumer back to a time and place
Hmm.
which does not exist anymore. Why
Yeah.
would you as a brand do that? You need to be offering something real and tangible.
Okay.
Brands should be enablers. They should be helping the consumer move forward in life,
Not backwards.
not backward. And the moment you start doing nostalgia marketing, you're basically admitting that you are an old brand. Then you're like those 60-year-old uncles in a park sitting in a circle and reminiscing the good old days. It's a feel good thing. It is not really driving your sales or anything. And then your consumers are basically the 40-year-olds or the 40 plus.
Hmm.
The young consumers don't care about nostalgia.
Now, what is your take on immersive marketing? Like immersive marketing enabled experiences like mixed reality. Since your products are not uh, experienced by the consumer other than the on ground events which you are sponsoring. So, do you genuinely feel that this kind of experiential marketing, like mixed reality immersive marketing, can add a layer or maybe add a value to the consumer who's buying your cup noodles?
Yes, definitely. Of course, it is an evolving field, and we are learning more use cases as we go along. Till now, it has been used more to gamify an existing regular boring activities, right?
Activity, yeah.
Or to drive purchase or conversion. Uh, if I have to do it for cup noodles,
Hmm.
I will not do it for that. I will do it to enhance my brand storytelling, to
Okay.
drive consideration, to drive imagery,
Okay.
and not just to inform the consumer about my product, right?
Okay.
uh, and give product information like the spice level or the recipe or something. I would do it to help the consumer speed up their decision making process,
Okay.
because that is very important in a low involvement category like instant noodles.
Okay. So, do you think that if the consumer is able to see the variants, the
Yes,
product flavors in an immersive way
yes.
right before their eyes, the consideration and the bottom of the funnel will be easier or more, or like it will be faster as well?
Yes, so I like I said, the decision making process will be quicker,
Okay.
helping them choose and evaluate a lot quickly. We are not selling mobile phones where
Hmm.
people will spend time and
Two.
go back and search over multiple days to decide.
Okay.
It has to be a quick process. Also, because everything is going digital. So, like I mentioned earlier, the sensorial experience is missing. Right? Tomorrow, for all we know, even physical stores would say we will have only digital shelves, and they will start charging brands for displaying products in physical
Products.
form.
Yeah.
So I don't want to replace the physical experience online with immersive this thing. I want to replicate that experience.
Got it.
That is
Understood.
where I think the key lies for a product like cup noodles.
Do you think tech has changed the way we market today?
Yes. I mean, there is
Absolutely.
no other answer for that. For a
Much.
follow up, huh?
Yeah, how
How much?
much?
A lot. Right? Everything is
How much
tech
you're
driven right now.
using tech tools? Like if I say, what are the
Yeah.
things that you have already given to AI that AI will only do it? I'm not going to spend my time on.
So that's the next level, right? So tech, how much is tech and how much of that tech is AI?
Yeah.
Right? Uh, Personally, I've been a little slow on AI.
Okay.
Uh, I know we should be going towards there, and we are experimenting with it. But I'm little old school, right? So I don't have that much confidence on AI right now that it can replace a few of my tasks.
Okay.
But I think the younger brand managers should tinker with it, and which is what they're doing. So it for us, it's starting from the creative level. So we are generating creatives and longer creative ads
Okay.
on AI, then seeing how they work, how consumers and algorithms are responding to it also.
Okay.
So
Nice.
we begin the initial work on AI, but we are not there yet.
So, do you think that these tools and can replace agencies also? Agency ecosystem is very big in a company for marketing department.
Yes, yes, yes. So which we've seen churns in agencies, and you're talking about the creative agencies also, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah, I'm talking
they're
about
also
all the
feeling the
agencies.
impact. I think in general also a lot of the stuff that creative agencies used to do for clients
Hmm.
has come in house by the
Okay.
clients
Yeah.
themselves, and it is all been because of tech, and in future because of AI,
Hmm.
which has helped us manage all of that internally. Right?
Okay.
So there is a whole existential question in front of agencies that what is the purpose of their existence and what are they supposed to deliver for the client.
Yeah.
I think agencies are choosing to go two ways. Either they themselves are
To
adopting
AI.
AI
Yeah.
and doing all the menial work that AI is doing currently, or the smarter ones are upgrading themselves and trying to become our partners and engaging with us at a more strategic level, which an AI will not be
Be
able to
able
do
to
for the
do.
next 5 years at least.
One overlooked but powerful tool or tactic in FMCG marketing.
Character licensing. It's very big internationally. I don't think so. Indian FMCG companies have fully realized the potential and power of associating with the licensed IP,
Oh,
like
okay.
a Marvel Avengers and all. Uh, this is coming from my Walt Disney experience also, right? So this is a shout out to everybody in the licensing industry who I'm friends with. Uh, but we Indian brands typically like to associate with the movie that's coming up,
Hmm.
right?
More
Uh,
than the characters and.
as a promotional
Hmm.
gimmick, right? But not as a partner to collaborate with on a long term basis, like we've done by associating with Pokemon and launching something for the fans of Pokemon.
Wow. This is interesting. Pretty interesting. What's one principle you follow for every campaign, no matter the brand, throughout your career
Keep it more consumer focused and not product focused.
and brand
That's
focused?
easier said than done.
Very
Doesn't
easy.
happen always.
Yeah.
There's always a temptation to push the product and tell everything about the product in every creative that we do, or every campaign, but keeping it what the consumer wants to hear and see rather than what we want to say.
So I've also seen with the evolution of internet, scrolling culture evolving. I've seen that earlier like I asked you the question, first 3 months maybe awareness is more important than purchase intent or consideration per se. So earlier we used to move from one point to another point in a funnel. Now with Instagram, the scrolling culture coming in place, there's no linear way of awareness moving to consider. People can discover the product right away and can order the product right away as well. That is also happening a lot more. Do you see that as like that's the impact of
Which is still the brand funnel, which is still going through those phases linearly. What has happened is the distance and the time people
has
take to go
reduced
through that has
majorly?
collapsed so much
Yeah.
that it's moving at the speed of light,
Yeah.
literally, right? Like the
Yeah.
internet.
Yes.
So it is very difficult to see what came first, awareness or conversion. I think the funnel remains strong, right? And there's this big debate in marketing circles, like you rightly pointed out, that is the brand funnel still existing or not? Because people are dynamic, they move from one place to another, awareness to trials or consideration, but they may go back to awareness level. But that also reflects the dynamism of consumers and your target group, and that has always been the case. The
Hmm.
whole attempt in marketing at a very basic and crude level is always to keep pushing, making people enter. There, thousands and millions of people, approaching them, catching them, putting them in the funnel, and then
This
literally pushing them down the funnel. Right?
yeah.
And some people escape, then you have to get them back. All of this is still there, it has not changed, so the core principles are still the same. Brand funnel is a fantastic framework to follow still, to understand where your brand
Needs a little more
health
push.
lies,
Yeah.
right, and what stage your brand is.
Yeah.
You can figure out ways to make it quicker, which is what tech
Which
helps
is
in
happening
doing.
already.
It is already happening.
Brands are not doing it, but it is already
Yes,
happening. It is like evolving consumer behavior.
but the dangers of saying that the brand funnel is redundant now is that brands say that, oh, now we can go straight to the
No, we
conversion phase
can't.
without going through the awareness, without building sufficient awareness. And this is why they fail within 16 to 18 months. Right?
Yeah.
We go back to the same thing again.
The brand
Right?
building.
So, because of the whole, because the tech digital marketing field has evolved so quickly and got accelerated because of the pandemic,
Hmm.
right? The last 5 or 6 years have gone in a blur,
Hmm.
right? And we've accepted a few statements as the gospel truth.
Hmm.
Like brand funnel is dead. You don't need to go about awareness like the
Awareness.
legacy brands have done. This is how things used to work 50, 100 years ago. No longer in the digital world. Here, there's no such thing as funnel. You can get consumers straight to the conversion level. No, that is not true.
Yeah, that is not true. I actually agree with this, but it is happening so fast that there's no time between awareness and your purchase. It just happens in one
Yes.
interaction.
Which is why there needs to be someone in the marketing department who can take a step out of it
Hmm.
and observe and understand that how is the funnel working.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody would be in the action, in the fire, in the line of fire, and trying to only do conversions and nothing else.
Yeah. Very nice. Having said this, now, if you have to give one advice to young marketers who's making their career in marketing, what would be the advice?
Don't become LinkedIn influencers. This is a time for you to gather more knowledge, absorb it, be a sponge. Don't waste time making bulleted posts and gaining followers
On LinkedIn.
on LinkedIn.
But I have heard that one of the marketers I had an interaction with, he was saying that going forward in next 5 years, everyone will be a content creator. Doesn't depend on which platform, whether it's IG, TikTok, or LinkedIn, but
Yes,
everyone will be a content creator
yes,
and everyone will be a content consumer as well.
I agree.
So,
That is correct. And everyone will need to build their personal brand
yeah,
eventually. I agree with that,
yeah.
but not at the beginning of the career.
So you should focus on basically making the roots stronger
Yes,
than focusing on building the followers
yes.
stronger.
Otherwise, you are just adding to the noise there. I don't think so. A young marketer who's just starting off, has 2 years of experience, is adding any value to the conversations happening on LinkedIn.
To the content as
Yes,
well. Yeah.
that is a great platform for you to listen to what the experienced marketers are saying,
Saying.
rather than trying to build a 50,000 follower base and get those likes and show it to potential recruiters.
Hmm. Got it. This is a very, very nice advice, Varun. I don't have LinkedIn active.
No, I have actually. So be on LinkedIn, but not try to be the influencer there.
Yeah. Okay. AI continues to reshape every industry globally. What skills and mindset are required to stay focused and to stay relevant and thrive in the field
With tech and AI and
with
everything coming
tech and
in,
everything coming?
so be one step ahead of AI,
Okay.
or at least one step ahead of your peers who are working on AI.
Yeah.
AI will make a lot of the hard skills redundant.
Hmm.
So focus on the soft skills. There's more to marketing than the hard skill stuff that AI would be doing.
Okay.
Uh, Develop soft skills to manage the people who will be working on AI. Work on how to motivate and inspire the team. Work on developing the courage to take a call without relying on AI
Yeah.
and without letting AI take that call.
Hmm.
Right? Uh, these are the things that will matter far more in career
Then,
growth.
okay. Very nicely said. Now, moving on to our last segment, which is rapid fire round. If you have to delete one marketing buzzword forever, what would that be?
Attribution. Yeah. It's great. Nothing against that. I think it's great as a philosophy. It's great as an approach and way of working. But the moment it becomes the holy grail, the moment it becomes the factor which is deciding the performance of any campaign, that's when it starts going wrong and it's not accurate also.
Okay. One consumer trend in India you're betting big on.
Consumers demanding transparency in product and marketing claims.
Okay. One metric you would keep if you have to drop all other.
How many purchases are being made at the full retail price? So it's
Okay.
not discounting, you're not buying sales by discounting.
Okay.
You are making the consumer search for your product, buy it,
Right.
and pay full price for it.
Okay.
That's pure customer acquisition.
And
That's
that
the
is
real customer acquisition.
and that is way that it tells that you have made a brand as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's brand building. Okay. One habit that makes you effective at Nissan. I'm sure there are
No,
many
there's only
more,
one.
many more, but yeah.
Yeah. No, especially in this, working on proposals and not ideas. The ideas by themselves have no value.
Hmm.
They become valuable when they are converted into working proposals,
Hmm.
into action points. This is a lot like that Facebook versus the Harvard connection case, right? Just because you've thought of a social media and a social networking site
Yeah.
does not make a great idea.
Hmm.
Right? It's only when it got converted into a working proposal, a working model, that's
Then
when the real value starts building up.
got it. The last book that actually changed your thinking.
48 Laws of Power.
Oh, I've read that. Okay. It's very interesting book.
Yes, it's an interesting
One
one.
metric you check first thing in the morning.
Sales target achievement. I mean,
Okay.
old
Every
habits
day?
die hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, seriously speaking, marketing people are also business people. So that is one metric they should be looking at in any case,
Yeah.
because that is one metric that it's very easy to forget being in a marketing role
Hmm.
and distance yourself from it.
The toughest part of your job that people do not see.
Stakeholder management, that takes up half of my time, and that is something that should not be seen also. But yeah, that's the toughest one.
Yeah, I agree with that. What's your personal spice level 1 to 10?
Two.
That's it.
Two. Yeah, I can't handle spice, and I know I'm being generous with my score here.
You can't even handle.
No, I don't. Yeah,
Okay.
I turn
Biggest.
all red. Yeah,
So
and unfortunately, that's the fastest growing segment in my
how do you
category.
go for trials, food trials at Nissan?
It's very tough. Yeah, so it takes me a couple of days to recover from it. It's that bad.
That's about it for today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Varun, for coming in and having such an insightful discussion with us.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank
Thank you.
you.